Hey, it is Cakes and Shakes, and I'm here with Shakes, my mega giraffe, and I hope all of you had an amazing Christmas. And for me, it's right before New Year. You can see New Year's. There's 7 days left till the Winterfest is over. I think it's over on January 4th. And the purpose of today's video is I get these questions all the time about frost values and what are the values of my pets, Cakes, and how do I understand values? So the purpose of this video is to help you guys understand, 1, frost values, 2, where I get my values from, and then 3, just I want all my subscribers to be well informed as it relates to values, because I don't want you guys to be taken advantage of. I want you to get good trades. And if you watch my channel, unless you might be very new, but if you watch my channel, I do a ton of trading on my channel because I love to trade. Trading is probably my favorite thing to do in Adopt Me. And so, you know, it's important for me that you guys kind of understand kind of how I think about values. And values are very tricky because they change all the time. There's no one objective place to go to say, oh, this is the value of a mega giraffe, and I know exactly what it's worth. The only real way to tell what something is worth is to trade a lot, which I do. And so I have a pretty decent understanding of what values pets are. And so I want to help all of you with that. So that's the primary purpose of today's video. Don't forget, before I get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications because I give away a ton of free pets. And the more that you like my videos and comment and subscribe, it helps my channel to grow. And that allows me to give away better and more and better pets, which is good for you guys. So help me grow the channel so I can help you guys grow your inventories and other things. So as you can see, here are some of my favorite pets in Adopt Me. I have megas of all the top tier, and I have megas of a lot of the other pets as well. So this is Shakes, and the thing that I'm gonna start with is helping you all to understand frost values. So frost values, I actually played for about 2 years. I started playing in July of 2021. So it's now been 2.5 years. I really didn't understand or learn about frost values until I was probably a year or a year and a half into playing Adopt Me. And I knew values only from trading. And so that was how I learned. So I would make offers, people would decline, and then I'd have to make a new offer. And then eventually you get to the point where, and you see the offers people give you for your pets. And eventually people, you just kind of get the sense of how much is something worth are people accepting your offer or are they rejecting it? And so this is Midnight, by the way, my mega shadow dragon. I thought I'd bring him out since he is the most valuable pet in the game. So what I've done over here is actually created a spreadsheet of all of the values of a lot of the pets in Adopt Me, and I'll post this on my Discord. So if anybody wants this, or if you'd like to have this later, I will post it on my Discord channel. My Discord, you can find it in the description of all of my videos, so it's super easy to find. So first of all, frost values. Frost values are, it might sound intimidating, but all it is it effectively just says, it denominates all the values of pets in a numeric form, so in a number, and it denominates everything off of a frost. So a frost dragon is worth 1, and then a frost value basically just says, how many frosts is this pet worth? So that's it. That is what frost values is. It's just saying, hey, how many frost dragons is it worth? And for me, I really like frost values because it helps to denominate everything in a number form. So if you watch my trading videos, you'll see that you'll see, I'm gonna just fly up here to my house at the top of the hill. You'll see that I always say, hey, this pet is worth 3 or 3.2 or 6 or 0.5. That's what I'm talking about, folks. I'm talking about frost values. And so if you, that's the concept. So hopefully the concept makes sense. So the way to think about it is, and you can see all these pets here that I have shaded in gray, those are top tier pets. So those are considered the top 10 pets in the game. You'll hear people say, hey, that's a top tier. The great thing about top tier pets is they basically don't lose their value, and they've stayed very consistent in terms of their value for kind of forever, or for as long as I've been playing. And so that's the beauty of the frost values. That's the beauty of these top tier pets. So if I say, hey, an evil unicorn is worth 0.5, it means it's worth half of a frost. In other words, 2 evil unicorns would be equal one frost. And so that's the way all of my frost values work. I've created this spreadsheet. An evil unicorn is worth half a frost. A crow is worth half a frost. A parrot is worth 0.6 or 0.625. An owl is worth 0.75. And then a frost is worth 1. And you go from there. And I'll kind of go and explain. I'll go through these values somewhat quickly. But at the end of the day, that is the way frost values work. And I've updated my list. So I update my values list from time to time. I figured now it's almost January, so I'm calling this my January 2024 frost values list. And some of the pets have changed dramatically, not the top tier, so not these ones in gray, but the rest below, especially the megas, have actually declined relative to the top tier pets. So I figured it was a good time to actually make an update of the frost values, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do right now. So let's go through and make sure that you kind of understand that a giraffe is worth about 1.4 frost. Bat dragons are worth 2.2. Shadows are worth 2.45. Neon crow 1.35. Neon evil. Let's go to the pet rescue, sure. Neon evil is worth 1.4, so a little less than a giraffe, but a little more than a neon crow. A neon parrot is worth about 1.7, neon owl 2.1, neon frost 2.8. Oh, another important thing to kind of remember is if you're trying to roughly, and this is in general terms, 3 neons of a pet is generally worth about, and you add a little bit, is worth about a mega. And so, for example, if I take a neon evil is worth 1.4, I multiply that times 3, that gives me 4.2. Well, a mega evil, I'm doing the mini game here while we're talking. A mega evil is worth 4.8. So 3 neons, 4.2, and then you add a little to kind of get to the mega. That's generally the case for most pets. So most pets are worth a little bit more than a neon of that pet. And the same thing. If I just say, hey, if I had 3 neon parrots, that would be worth 5.1. A mega parrot's worth about 5.85. So hopefully that kind of makes sense to you. 3 neons plus a little add makes a mega in general. So if I keep going, neon giraffe is worth about 3.9 frosts. A neon bat dragon is worth about 6.35. Neon shadow 7.1. Mega crow 4.75. Mega evil 4.8. It's interesting. So the mega crows have actually, they were worth a lot more at one point. They were worth over 5 at one point, but then they declined a lot, and now they're back, and in my view, they're almost worth an evil, like almost the same. And then a Mega Parrot's worth about a Frost, more than a Mega Evil, and then a Mega Owl is worth about 8.3 Frost. A Mega Frost is worth about 9.25. So the difference between a Mega Owl and a Mega Frost is about just one Frost Dragon. As you get into the most expensive pets in the game, so the Mega Bat Dragon, a Mega Giraffe, and a Mega Shadow. Mega Shadow is the highest value pet in the game. It's worth 22.35 Frosts. And a Mega Bat, the Mega Bats actually used to be worth about a Frost Dragon less than a Mega Shadow, but my view is now a Mega Bat Dragon is worth virtually the same as a Mega Shadow, because everyone seems to want these pets, and they've really gone up. In value. So Mega Giraffe 13.6. From there, let's go over. I'm gonna just fly over here to the Christmas update because I love the bird's eye view over here. And I hope you guys all did your advent calendars. I actually did all 25 days. I got the mouse on Christmas Day, as well as the pudding pop for doing 20 advent calendars. So that's pretty cool. If you go down to a candy cannons used to be worth about a Bat Dragon. So Bat Dragon at where is my Bat Dragon? 2.2 up here. Now they're worth about 1.8. At one point they were worth about a Giraffe. So their value, the old toy values, fluctuate a ton. Mega Dalmatian worth a little bit more than a little bit less than a Neon Owl. Mega Turtles are another one, folks, that they used to be worth more than a Frost, but now they're worth less than a Frost. So they're worth about 0.9. That one has changed quite a bit, probably since the last time we talked. Neon Ledges, like just think like a Neon Phoenix or something like that, is worth 0.1. So if you think about it, 0.1 times 10 would be a 1. 10 Neon Ledges is what it would take to get a Frost if it were a fair trade. Now, obviously, Neon Ledge pets come in different values, and so that's just a rule of thumb to use. Mega Hedgehogs are worth about 3.6 Frost now. They've come down in value. Mega Arctic Reindeer is worth about 1.8 Frost. They used to be worth 2, but now they're worth less than 2 Frost. Mega Albino Monkeys used to be worth more as well. They're about 1.6 now, in my view. Mega Blue Dog, a Mega Blue Dog used to be worth more than 2 Frost. Now it's worth about a Giraffe. So that value has declined a ton. Mega Monkey King used to be worth I think it was 3.7 at one point. Now it's worth about 3 Frosts. They're very hard to trade, but they're very rare. Mega Lions also have come way down in value. They're worth less than a Giraffe now. Mega Kanga used to be worth an Owl. Now it's worth less than an Owl. So I don't know why, but it's worth about 0.7. Neon Albino Monkey is worth a little bit less than an Evil Unicorn at 0.425. Mega Nessie is about worth an Owl or a little more. Mega Flamingo is worth a bit more than a Giraffe, so 1.55. But you've seen, if you've watched my videos, you know I've traded for a couple of Mega Flamingos lately. I do love this bird's eye view of the Winterfest. Neon Hedgehogs are worth a little less than a Frost, so I'll call them 0.9 or 0.85. Mega Cow is worth 0.8, so a little more than an Owl. Mega Croc, very rare, but worth a little less than a Frost. Neon Arctic Reindeer is worth a little bit more than an Evil Unicorn. Neon Monkey King, I'll say, is worth about 0.7, so in between a parrot and an owl. Neon Flamingo, I'll say, is worth 0.4, so kind of in between a Neon Turtle and an Evil Unicorn. Neon Turtles are worth 0.31, or about 0.3, so 3 of those would be a little less than a Frost Dragon. A Mega Strawberry Bat, they used to be worth more than a Frost Dragon. These are very popular pets. I just traded for one. I don't know if that video came out yet on my channel, but I got a great win for that. Worth a little less than a Frost, so 0.9. Mega Lava Dragon worth about 0.7. I'm actually disappointed with how much that one's declined in value. I was hoping it would always be worth about a Frost. Mega Turkey worth about a Parrot. Mega Platypus worth about a Parrot. That's also come down. That was worth more like a owl not long ago, so that's come down in value. Mega Swans worth about 0.35. Used to be able to get about an evil for those, so they have come down in value as well. Unfortunately, I really like the Mega Swans. Mega Pink Cats worth about a Parrot. Mega Hyena is worth, these have come down as well. Like, you used to be able to get a Frost for those. And now they're worth, you know, they're worth about, I'll say a little bit more than a Parrot, but less than an owl. So, and let me get out, I'm going to get out Cakes now on my, we're going to fly Cakes around because I love Cakes. All right, so that's a Mega Hyena. Mega Rhino, I'll say, is worth about 0.4. Mega Polar Bear, 0.35. Mega Arctic Fox, 0.35. Mega Chicken's worth a little less than the Neon Turtle. Same thing with the Mega Unicorn, 0.27. Neon Dalmatian's worth a little bit more than an Evil Unicorn. Neon Cow's worth a little less than a, but I'll call it 0.27. It's about the same as a Mega Unicorn. Mega Meerkat, I'll call it 0.55 or 0.5. Those have come down as well. They were worth more like a Parrot before, but they've come down in value a little bit. Mega Shrew's worth a Parrot. Safari Egg, some people will tell you a Safari Egg is worth less than a Frost, but I've never seen anyone actually trade one for less than a Frost. So I'm going to say it's worth exactly a Frost Dragon. I think it's actually, it is. Like, I have never seen anybody trade one for less than a Frost. Farm Eggs are worth about 0.3, or a Neon Turtle. Blue Eggs about 0.4. Pink Eggs, Neon Turtle. Jungle Egg, a little more than a Neon Turtle. Rainbow Rattle. So a Rainbow Rattle is actually the most valuable item in the game. There were only, I believe, like 40 of these given out to the best YouTubers back in kind of like when Adopt Me first started. And so there's only 40 of them. A bunch of those have like had their accounts shut down or whatever. My understanding, there's only like 20 or 25 of these in the game. So if you think about that, how many Mega Shadows is that worth? A Mega Shadow is worth 22.3. It's worth about 3 Mega Shadow Dragons. So that's crazy, folks. Like, a toy that's worth 3 Mega Shadows is nuts. But, you know, it kind of makes sense if there's only 20 of them in the game or 25 of them in the game. They're, like, incredibly rare, and you can't do much with them, but, you know, they're worth a ton. Tombstone, I'll say, is worth a little bit more than an Evil Unicorn, but less than a Parrot. Flying Broomstick, you don't see these too often, worth about an owl. Blazing Lions, it's funny, like, if you watched my videos, a Blazing Lion, I traded about a Bat Dragon for it, like, on the first or second day it was in the game, because it was a 1 in 10,000 chance, and I knew, I still haven't gotten one, right? It came out months ago, 5-6 months ago. But now it has declined to it's worth about a Neon Turtle, and just like any other new pet that's in game, it will continue to decline over time in value, but it's still the rarest pet in Adopt Me right now. And so in terms of what's still in game, that's followed by a diamond butterfly, and then the mega that I just made, which is a mega black-chested pheasant. Speaking of mega diamond butterflies, I'm not exactly sure what they're worth because I made a bunch of offers for these. They're hard to find. They're very rare. But my current take is they're worth about a, you know, more than a Neon Frost. So call it a Neon Frost plus an Evil. So that would be 3.3. You can disagree with me. I think it's in that range. A mega black-chested pheasant. I traded one not long ago for a shadow. I think it's worth slightly less than a shadow, but I also had a friend last week that traded one for a neon frost, which is 2.8. So, you know, these very rare pets you can get overpays for because they're so rare. Mega Vampire Dragon, disappointed with how little this is actually worth now. The Mega Vampire Dragons are worth less than a Frost, maybe a little bit more than an Owl. I'm making another one of those, but I traded mine for a Neon Parrot, which turned out to be a fabulous trade for me, right, folks? So, you know, they're worth a little bit more than an Owl, a little bit less than a Frost. Mega Chocolate Chip Bat, I'm going to say, is worth about a Frost today. Might be worth a little bit more, but their value is declining fast because they are an in-game pet if you have Robux. Another pet, if anybody has a Mega Undead Jousting Horse, I understand they're worth about a giraffe. I've actually never had one of these pets, and so I would like to get a Mega Undead Jousting Horse. I don't know how they've retained their value and are still worth a giraffe, but that's my understanding. I've never had one. Mega Frost Fury worth a little less than a parrot. Mega Frost Unicorn worth a little less than a Frost. Mega Dancing Dragon. It's funny, these actually came out after the Frost Furies and are very similar, but I think they're worth a little bit more than a parrot. Same thing, Mega Halloween White Ghost Dragon worth about a parrot. Mega Winged Tiger worth between kind of a parrot and an owl. Mega Zombie Buffalo, I'll say, is about the same, worth between a parrot and an owl. But these are very, very rare, and I'm getting ready to make a Mega. I know people who have gotten like a Frost for them just because they're so rare. Mega Ice Golem worth about a parrot. Mega Kalium Survey worth a little more than a parrot, maybe an owl. Mega Wild African Dog. This one surprises me. This one's worth slightly more than an owl. And it's just because it was in game for a really short amount of time. I'm going to try to make a Mega of that pet. Mega Werewolf has declined a ton in value. They were worth about a Frost. Now they're about a parrot. Mega Emperor Gorilla. So this is worth less than a parrot, but maybe an Evil Unicorn or slightly more. These things were super hard to get, but there was a glitch when they were out in the update, and you could actually make a Mega Gorilla, feed it the gold cup, and it would change it to a Mega Emperor Gorilla. So there's way more of those in game. I did it twice before Adopt Me fixed that glitch. And then a Mega Sugar Glider, same thing, was only in game for like a week or something, and so they're worth about an hour or a little more. I'm also working on a Mega of that. There is, let's see, Diamond Unicorns. I've made a ton of those, actually, folks, and so they're worth about a parrot now. They're a pretty cool pet. I really like the Diamond Unicorns. Puffin, same thing, worth about a parrot. Mega Lavender Dragon's worth about an Evil Unicorn. Skelly Rex, a little less than an Evil. So these next set, these ones are the ones that have really come down a lot in value. Mega Chameleon's only worth about 0.4. Same thing with Mega Squid. Mega Queen Bee's worth about a parrot. Mega Shark is 0.4. These things, you used to be able to easily trade them for an Evil Unicorn. Now they're worth less than an Evil Unicorn. So you have to add like a Neon Legendary to get an Evil for these. Mega Winged Horse, about an Evil. Mega White Amazon, a little less. Mega Phoenix, less. Mega Gold Penguin, less. Mega Diamond Ladybug is about an Evil. Mega Dodos, less than an Evil. Mega T-Rex, same thing. Rhino, Brown Bear, 0.4. Mega Sheep is worth probably a little more. Those, I actually traded a couple of those for owls, so they've come down a ton in value. Mega Fallow Deer, same thing. I've traded a couple of these for Evils, but they're worth a little less than an Evil in my take. Ringtail Lemur, I'm actually working on a Mega. That's worth about 0.35. Mega Gargoyle, in-game, worth less than an Evil. Mega Goldhorn has come down a lot in value as well. Owlbear, 0.4. Mega Naga Dragon, 0.425. Mega Tree Kanga. I actually have one of these, folks. It worth probably a little less than an Evil, but I could probably get an Evil for it. And then a Neon Kanga is about 0.25. So Look, I can't put every pet in Adopt Me on my value list, but I kind of hit, I'll call them the most valuable, the most valuable pets. So that's it, folks, for the Frost values. Hopefully that's helpful. And then the question is, hey, Cakes, well, what happens if it's just like a regular pet? So I'm going to show you a couple other resources that I use for, let's just call them regular pets. The first is adoptmetradingvalues.com. So you can see Adopt Me Trading Values. They've got these different tabs here that you can play, and you can see in the first page, there's a drop down for pets only. This is the one I use the most. But what it does is it ranks all of the pets that have been released in Adopt Me from a shadow that's the most valuable, so the 2.45 in Frost values, then a bat, then a giraffe, then a frost, then a owl, then a parrot, then an eagle, then etc. And it ranks them in order all the way down from most valuable to least valuable. And so you can see it. They have every pet that's ever been released in Adopt Me. I use it for just like singles. Like, so if you're sitting there saying, hey, how much is a phoenix worth? Oh, it's worth an octopus because they're on the same plane right here in 27, or it's worth the same as a snow owl, but less than a shark, a little less than a shark. And then you come up here and say, oh, well, what's a zombie buffalo worth? Oh, it's worth the same as a shrew or the same as a Nessie. Or, and then you sit there and say, okay, the strawberry bat dragon and the chocolate chip bat dragon and the vampire dragon, they're all worth the same. That kind of makes sense because they were all kind of in game at the same time, Robux pets. And then as you go up, you sit there and say, oh yeah, like a hedgehog is worth more than an Arctic reindeer. It's worth more than a monkey king. It's worth more than a Dalmatian. So I use adoptmetradingvalues.com for that purpose. They also, like, if you click on the tabs here, you can sit there and say, hey, like, what are vehicles worth? And this will sit there and tell you, okay, the most valuable vehicle is the neon black scooter from 2018. Then there's the ghost vehicle, the rocket sled, the cloud. I actually never have had either of the neon black scooter or the ghost vehicle. I do have a rocket sled and a cloud, but if anybody has those, let me know. Maybe I can offer for them. The problem with vehicles is they're not high demand and they're hard to trade. And they're hard to get value for. And then if you want, they have this feature here where you can see the value of everything in the game, which is, the rainbow rattle we talked about earlier is worth about 70 in Frost values, all the way down, and it kind of ranks things, including all of the toys and things like that, right? Like you could see the broomstick is worth slightly more than an owl. So I find this to be very helpful, folks. I use it actually a lot for singles. Like, so if I'm just trading a legendary to know how much it's worth relative to other legendaries. So hopefully that's helpful to you. The other thing they have on this site is just kind of, you can put in offers. So you can sit there and select, okay, like somebody has a parrot. Okay, so I'm gonna add, a neon parrot, and that's what I'm trading. Actually, I'll put in that it's fly ride. So I've got a neon parrot, and then, I wanna know, okay, I have a frost dragon, right? And how much is the frost dragon worth relative to the neon parrot? Okay, it's under. And if you looked at my frost values, you would know a neon parrot's 1.7, frost dragon's 1. So I know that I'd have to add. Now, let's see how close it is to the 1.7. If I added in something, let's say a parrot. So let's say I add in a parrot. Let's see how close it is. See, it's pretty close. So a frost plus a parrot is worth slightly less. than a neon parrot. So actually the values on this site, you know, they're pretty darn close. I actually use this when I first started trading. I used this a ton. So, you know, that can also be a resource. That can also be a resource for you. The other thing that I use is another website. The other website's called Tradery.com. You can see Tradery, and then you select the .me. I've got an account. I just set this account up not long ago. You can see I've only made 9 trades with it, but it's a good, efficient way to make trades. And you're able to kind of list the pets you have, which I list here. People can make offers for them. And so, you know, it's a good way to make trades. It's one of the resources that I use. They also have a kind of a value where you can sit there, just like Adopt Me trading values, where you can see what the values of pets are worth that you have relative to other things. So those are the things that I use the most. I use Tradery.com. I just started using that. I've used AdoptMeTradingValues.com for a really long time. And then there's my Frost values list. So that's it, folks. Listen, I hope this has been super helpful to you. If you didn't understand Frost values before, or you've heard me quoting, hey, this thing's worth 0.5 or 0.6, now you know what that is. Now you know what that means, folks. So hopefully you're educated. Hopefully you can use these resources to become a better Adopt Me player and a better trader, right? And hopefully it was helpful to you. So lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And and thanks for watching, folks. I hope this is super helpful. As I said earlier, I will post my my Frost values list over here on my Discord, and I will see all of you really soon. Stay safe out there. Happy New Year if I don't see you, and I will see you all later. Bye.